What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing the second episode in my series called Becoming a Homeowner, and that is finding your real estate agent. So finding a real estate agent can be a very simple task, but it's also a very important part of the process whenever you're buying your home, because this is a person who you are going to be spending a ton of time with, and this person is going to get to know a ton of information about you, not just financially, but also personally, where you're at, where you're going to be at certain points of the day, what your lifestyle is like, what your relationship is like if you're buying a home with your partner, and also just being able to see you at your worst and your best throughout the whole process. So whoever you choose, make sure you choose someone who you really trust and you genuinely just feel comfortable around. So after we got pre-approved for our mortgage lender recommended several different realtors to us, and we did take them into consideration. We looked up everybody. I stalked them all on Facebook. I looked up everything about their lives that I could find. I Googled them. I looked up every single review. I read every review, and I just tried to get a good feel on what their lifestyle, what their personality might be like, and if that's something that is going to match ours. So after doing this, I also talked to several different friends that I have in the area and asked them who they would recommend or who they would not recommend, and I looked into those ones as well. And while doing this, I still had someone in the back of my mind who I thought that I maybe would want to choose, but I wasn't completely set just because my husband has never met this person before and I don't know how they would mesh together. So by chance, after getting pre-approved, days later I ended up running into this girl that I had been thinking about hiring anyways, and we got to talking about the situation and it just felt right. I've always felt comfortable with this person. I've always really trusted this person, and she is the best in the area. So I thought, who better to have than her? So I ended up asking her if she'd be willing to work with us because she is very busy, and I wanted someone who would be able to be very patient and personable with us, because I've obviously never done this before. My husband's obviously never done this before, and we want to ask questions. We want to know exactly what we're getting ourselves into, and we wanted someone who is going to be able to be patient with us and not be pushy. So my husband ended up meeting her and he loved her as well, and we decided to stick with her. So whenever you're meeting with your real estate agent, you are going over all of your must-haves and all of your absolute deal breakers. So you're going over what you're looking for within the home, what you're looking for location-wise, size-wise, and price-wise. So for example, for us, our must-haves were at least 3 bedrooms, at least 2 bathrooms. We wanted at least a 2-car garage. We wanted a nice yard, but nothing too big because we didn't want a ton of maintenance. We wanted something that was on the newer side, not a really old home, and we wanted something where we had space between the neighbors, because I am not the type of person where I want to open up my window and pass the butter to my neighbor next door, because our windows are literally so close to each other that we can just pass things through the windows. Like, I want a little bit more space between our homes than that. We wanted something ideally 2 stories instead of a ranch, because we looked at some ranches and it made me feel like we were back in our apartment, because our apartment is like a ranch type style, and I just like the separation of, you know, sleeping and entertainment, especially if you have people over and you just need to get away for a second. You have room to do that, or especially if you have kids, you have a little bit of separation for room, and instead of just going from one end of the house to the other. And then of course our deal breakers. There are very specific areas that we wanted to live in, and we were not willing to budge on location at all. Like I said, we knew we didn't want a really old home. We knew that we didn't want something really close together. We didn't want something that was ginormous, but we also didn't want something that was super small, and we wanted something that was move-in ready. We did not want to do a lot of work to it unless it was cosmetic, just to make our house a home to us, because I am not about to try to redo a whole kitchen and a whole bathroom and pour a whole bunch of money into it cosmetically, because I absolutely hate it, and I don't want to live in a home that I hate looking at, because I hear of several people who do that. So your real estate agent is basically the person that you are communicating with all of the time. They're going to be calling you, texting you, they're going to be sending you things that they think that you might like. You're going to be sending them things that you want to look at and that you're interested in, and they are constantly contacting the listing agent and trying to figure out whenever you are able to get in and view the property. So whenever they are showing you the homes, they're also giving you a lot of background detail, especially if you have someone who knows the area well. They're able to really tell you what you're getting into neighborhood wise. Are you living with a bunch of college students? Are you living with a bunch of retired people? Are you living with a bunch of middle-aged people? It's really, really important to know what type of neighborhood that you're getting into, because obviously your neighbors could either be a really great thing or a really negative thing. And they're also able to tell you like if there's a lot of crime or if it's very safe. And you know, obviously you can go on to like the Zillow and realtor apps and look and see what it's like on there, but it's really nice to have someone firsthand be able to tell you that as well. So whenever you're going through these showings, they're able to be really honest with you as far as like what you love about the home and what you don't love about the home. And if there's something that you really want to change, they can give you a rough idea, a rough estimate of what it would cost to change that. And that's a really nice thing to have, because you're able to decide if it's worth it or if it's not going to be worth it to purchase the home if you have to do so much work to it. And two, they're able to notice things and point out things because they look at homes all of the time and they've seen so many things. They're really experienced, and obviously, like especially in our case, I've never done this before. So for example, one home that we looked at was a ranch, and the only reason why we were considering it is because the address was our anniversary and there were so many things about the home that reminded me of my childhood home, and I was like, I feel like this is meant to be, like this is a sign from God. We're meant to live in this home even though it's a ranch and I really don't want a ranch. But when we were looking at the home, one of the bedrooms had a sliding glass door that went out to the back porch, which when we were walking through, I didn't really think anything of. And then we went to our next showing and we were on the balcony. We were talking about the homes that we looked at for the day, kind of discussing what we thought about them. And she pointed that house out to us and that setup situation. And she was just saying, you know, if you guys decide to have children, just keep in mind that's not the master bedroom. That would be one of your child's rooms, and would you want your child to have a sliding glass door going outside in their bedroom? Obviously, I don't feel comfortable or safe with that, but it's really nice to have someone who has that knowledge or is able to think like that, because that's something that we personally would have never really thought about. Your real estate agent is going to get to know a lot about you. They're going to know a lot about your financial situation, because they're going to know exactly what you're able to afford from your mortgage lender or whoever you end up going through as far as which loan that you possibly could choose. Like I said, just make sure that you find someone who you truly feel comfortable with, because this is a huge decision and you don't want anyone pushing you in a direction that you don't feel completely comfortable with, or any situation where you don't completely understand what is going on. You want someone who's able to take time and actually explain things to you until you're able to truly understand what they're trying to tell you. They are there to help you. They are there to answer all of your questions that you have, explain things from top to bottom, and our experience was so great. We loved it. She was so helpful and very patient and kind with us, and just very honest. And as much as you don't always want someone to be super brutally honest with you, it's really nice because she prevented us from a lot of house heartbreaks that we could have potentially walked into, because she knew that if a home was over budget than what we wanted to pay and the homeowners were not looking like they were willing to budge a lot, she wouldn't show us the home, which at the time made me really upset. But now I really appreciate it, because what's the point of looking at a home that you're going to fall in love with and want to move into, but you can't afford it or you don't want to pay that much for a home? So someone who's able to be brutally honest with you instead of just giving you what you want all the time is really, really nice and helpful. Our process of finding a realtor was really, really great. We had a really awesome time. It went very, very smooth, and if you have any suggestions on this topic, please leave them in the comment section down below. The next episode in the series is going to be going over house hunting and all that comes along with that, so make sure you stay tuned for that video. If you have not already, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel so that you don't miss any of the videos that I will be making for the series. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, give this video a like so that I know that you enjoyed it. Thank you again so much for watching, and as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.